What's up, everybody? Peter and David here from VGNewsWire.net, and today we're going to talk about episodic games. More specifically, are they worth picking up right away, or are they worth the wait? Now, David, you just reviewed Hitman for VG Newswire, and it's not a traditional installment in the sense that it's a full-fledged video game. This time around, Hitman is an episodic game. So, give me your thoughts on that.
This is Hitman, the intro pack, which consists of a training setup and one main mission, Paris. And I've played a lot of it, and it's become more and more clear, even after my review, that this was never the intent. And we already knew that based on everything that's come out, but you can tell when you play the game that it just kind of does a hard cut. There's no smooth transition into the next frame, and I was thinking about whether this is a thing that people should be supporting in general, or is this a trend that we desperately need to avoid?
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like it was that whole Sopranos ending, where it's just a straight cut and you don't know what happens. Is that basically what you're saying? Like there's no carrot dangling at the end?
There's not really any story there at all. It's kind of a rough ending. It's not something that you would be telling your friends like, oh, this ending was awesome and you have to play it. But like I think the most egregious thing here is if they're charging $15 an episode for this, it's going to be 7 episodes. Right. Are they really going to be charging $105 to people who buy this game? Oof. The people who are supporting this game through and through from the beginning would end up paying $105, and people who wait for the whole thing to be actually a finished product could get in at $60.
Yeah. That $100, more than $100 for a video game that isn't like a collector's edition or any kind of special edition, I feel like that's way too much for a video game. Like the Walking Dead video games, or even like The Wolf Among Us, like that came out over the course of a year, but even then the game was like $20 at the most. Maybe, and that was worth it. Like I couldn't see myself personally spend $100 on Hitman, and it kind of goes to show like what the developers. It's like they want to just make that money and get it out right now and spread it out as much as they can. But I don't really think that makes them look good. I mean, are you really digging the whole you're gonna have to wait basically an entire year to play the full video game?
Yeah, so this game, it was going to come out once a month through the end of summer. And imagine, if you will, turning on your Legend of Zelda Wii U version, and you have the overworld you can run around to, and you get into the first dungeon, and you complete everything, and you work your way to the next dungeon, and then a pop-up screen comes up and says, this will be $14.99. Would you like to continue?
Yikes.
And then that happens once a month for 7 months. And then you've paid piece by piece, and you have to wait to get the whole thing. So this is a game by Square Enix. This is not an insignificant publisher. This is IO Interactive that is known for doing the Hitman games. This is not a new startup that you would expect is doing this because every dollar is super important and they have to make sure they can keep making the game. You would expect Square Enix could give them the backing to finish this whole thing all at once. So I question it, and using the Zelda example, that's that, or Mario 64 with every time you go to jump in a painting, that'll be $3.99. This is kind of a Pandora's box here that we need to shut the lid on, I think, as quickly as possible.
For sure. And listeners out there, let us know what you think about episodic video games. When does it work and when does it not work? You can follow us on Twitter. We're at VG_Newswire. You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm Pete_Lopez with a 0. And David, where can people follow you on Twitter?
David Quigley, Quigley, all one word.
Sounds good. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time.